Hello everyone, this is our midweek update. So I'm posting this today, Tuesday, because we only have 4 days trading week for this week because Friday, May 1 is a holiday here in the Philippines. So this is the stock picks that I've posted last Monday, and these are all of them. All right, let's start first with Tel. Apologies for the connection. Let me use the cell phone to make it more easier to navigate. There you go. Tell, by the way, here, I haven't or I forgot to explain this kind of pattern. So this kind of pattern is what we call ascending pattern. For those who have attended my seminar Stock Strat series, I've discussed what are the chart patterns you need to look or consider. So for you, I will be defining what is a ascending triangle and give you an example right here. So a ascending or and descending triangle usually forms during an uptrend like this one. It pauses and it has a resistance line right here. The pattern can be also referred as a right angle, two or more equal highs from a horizontal line at the top, two or more rising through from an ascending trend line that converges on the horizontal line as it rises. So I'll give you an example. For this one, so for the trend, an established trend should exist. So they said here that there should be a established trend exist at this point. At least two reaction highs are required from top to bottom. The highs do not have to be exact. Two reaction highs, right? This one that doesn't have to be exact. There should be some distance between the highs and a reaction low between them. Distance. It's around 10 candles, or that would be around 2 weeks. Now for the lower ascending trend line, so if a more recent reaction low is equal to or less than the previous high reaction low, then the ascending triangle is not valid. This reaction low should be successfully higher, and there should be some distance between the lows. Higher, higher. So we can form a diagonal support line there. Then the length of the pattern can range from a few weeks to many months with the average pattern lasting 1 to 3 months. Then the volume. As the pattern develops, volume usually contracts. Let's check for that one. Sorry, this one. When the upside breakout occurs, there should be an expansion of volume to confirm the breakout. Volume contracts, write this one. As the pattern develops, volume usually contracts. Then expansion of volume to confirm the breakout. Expansion of volume to confirm the breakout. The breakout's totally here, but we can see the volume has already rose from this one. So here's another example. This one is from a downtrend, a previous trend. This is the trend reverse, a support line. Then the volume is contraction, sudden increase in volume. All right. So let us check that one here. The volume, we can see the volume is quite not contraction because we can see that it somehow grow or increase at this point. So maybe we can not consider the volume in this consideration, but we can see that the breakout is almost high or equal to the common volume of that one. From there, we can somehow assure or we can link it to this ascending triangle. So for the next move, for now, the stocks is on the sideways. We can see on the next 2 days what will happen next. Right. Next, we have the MAH. All right, for this one, still the same. But again, I think I've mentioned this one on the previous video that this stock is very volatile. So you should be extra careful with this one. As you can see, last Monday, it dropped around 9.85%. Then it gained 19%. So it's too volatile. Still, we are holding on to the support sideways or I'm sorry, resistance, sideways, and support levels of this one. Next, we have, sorry, the RCI. For the RCI, I guess, yeah, this also has a ascending triangle. For the volume, I mean, the patterns are the same. You can see, but here, we don't have that significant high. We cannot clearly consider this one as a high, not the other example on this slide. It's totally up and down, up and down. But we can see here the ascending support line. The volume is not quite contracting, but the volume surge on the breakout is really high. Then the consolidation volume low, then another high for this one. So we can hope for the stock to move up here to the first resistance line, sideways, or we can see a pullback at this point. So again, the game of this one is hope for the best but prepare for the worst. Next, Ani. For Ani here, we have a ascending trend, a support, diagonal line support. As we can see, that's also what I use when I say that the breakout is supported by the volume. So that's one of the things that I usually consider when during a breakout. But for this one, we're only seeing a sideways movement. So let's see what will happen on the next few days. This stock has a large potential. What seems to be the nearest support line? There's no support line, I mean resistance line at this point because of this loss. So maybe it can go up higher at that point. Ayala Land, logistics. If you're reading my post, by the way, you can see there that I've been posting news articles about these businesses, and Ayala Corporation as a whole has been venturing more into medical and logistics rather than the other things that they usually dominate on, like the properties. For this one, still the same. It's quite consolidating. The volume you can see here, there's quite a high volume at this point. The resistance line still the same and support lines right there. Last two, we have the PHA here. PHA, same, same, but here, and you can really you can actually adjust your support line here. It depends on you on how or where will you cut that one. But I base that one, the support line here, my personal basis is that it must be two connecting lines right there, or again it's just a area. It's not totally a line, but it's an area right there. Lastly, green, I have here green. Green is still consolidating on a sideways movement, but if green follows this trend, we can see that it will be touching this line and still continue to move up. The volume is okay, all right, on the breakout, and the trend is still being followed. Okay, resistance line right here, strong. Then possible retracement right here, and at the support and resistance line up to this point. By the way, I added some 5 stocks for you to see. So I have here JFC. I based that one on the top stocks today. All right. JFC right here, it's still consolidating on a sideways movement. I've formed a first base here, or what you call, um, that's a base. Hold on. I'm always using a cap because, this lockdown has prevented me from going to the barber shop and has have my hair trimmed. So there's still a resistance and support line at this point. Possible resistance for this one is around at this point, or maybe for a shorter one we can consider this point, right? But it's near the original support, I mean resistance line. So yeah, we can consider somewhere between these lines, and the support line still here, because if it went down at this point, you can see here there are two connecting lines we form here, right at this point as well. So might as well you can take cut loss or wait for the stock to bounce back again. I also have here pure gold. As we all know, consumer products today has been already so dominant. Again, what I do is draw a pattern first, right there. Then here we can draw a line as well. You can see here, you can actually tell that this can be a breakout. All right, but we still need more confirmations like for the volume and all the other indicators that can lead to the stock's breakout. But the next resistance line for this one, if you can remember before, I've included this one on the video. It's at this point. So that's around 50, 49.70. So it's only around 10% gain to that point. But this incline is too sharp already. I also have here AC. AC from all the Ayala groups, AC has been still fighting for its life. Here we can draw a resistance line again and a box as a base, right? So this will be a strong resistance line at this point, and your cut loss or trail stop at this point. If the stock went lower at this point, you might as well cut some losses, or if the stock pushed up to this point, you might as well also buy more stocks. So you can also see that the 20 and 50 moving EMAs are already converging. Then last two, ICT is quite interesting because of the trend, but the volume does not quite support that much. Here we have a uptrend. Then we can somehow relate this one into the ascending pattern. Ascending triangle, that was discussed earlier. All right, so we can see a support resistance line here. So there. Right. Last but not the least, let me just include URC. So I will have 5 additional stocks for you to consider. URC is still consolidating. As you can see, most of the stock are in this kind of pattern. The stock is being trapped in a 50-day moving average after going down to the lowest point when the pandemic has been around. So it has gained for around, usually the gain from negative 50 to 20, I guess, so it's around 20%. Let's check here. Maybe to this range, almost 10% or more. That's common for all the blue chip stocks. Now, what we can see here, it can consolidate here, or it can still go down here as a double bottom, which some of the experts are predicting. All right. So that's it. By the way, let me just share with you that I'll be launching a subscription program. This is most especially for those people like you who are investing in the stock market. I mean, who wants to invest in the stock market but doesn't have time to review and analyze what are the stocks to pick, what are the news to consider, and what are the top companies to invest in. All right, please stay tuned. This will be very cheap. This will be very high valued, and this will be of a value to you as well as my help to you, because I'm doing this on a regular basis. I'm checking the news, I'm checking the charts. Why not share that information to you in a summarized way and suggest you long lasting stocks wherein you can invest and forget. All right. So stay tuned for more updates. So by the way, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and please like my Facebook page as well. And again, my name is Kevin Autea and thank you for watching.